Alrighty then. 3, 2.
We have a camera now.
Yeah, 1. Oh yeah. Welcome to some nerd stuff with Nathan. That's me. And then
They call me Trey.
it calls him Trizzy Trey. That's what the internet calls him. Trizzy Trey. This is weird. This is new. I'm not used to. It's like I gotta like position myself now. I'm not used to this camera situation. This is new.
Every week when he says that, I ask why I come back.
It's a cool name. I don't know why you're upset about it. It's a cool name. Why are you bothered?
Y'all believe this?
Lots of good news this week. I don't know if you caught everything.
Lots of bad news this week too.
Yeah, that's true too. So we got the Pokemon Direct for the Pokedex fillers out there. Who's excited?
The longest Pokemon Direct in years.
Did they? You know what they dropped?
A full 21 minutes.
It was weird that they dropped that. That Pokemon Go's been around for 5 years. Oh, that was weird.
I'm a level 32. Get at me.
That was weird. I wasn't ready to hear that. 5 years. I remember playing that, like walking around, playing it, all excited. Anyways, we got some. There's some new Saints Row news, some rumors. We got some Halo Infinite news. We got some Among Us news. It's not good. It's not.
Nobody's played Among Us in like 6 months.
I'm not gonna lie. I've never played Among Us. But I understand the memes.
You're not missing out on much past the first hour you play.
Dang. Well, maybe that's why they got ripped off. And and then I don't know. Madden's out, so we might have some Madden update news.
Oh yeah, I want to talk to you about some things specifically.
All right. Okay, and I think that and then whatever. Oh, we have some TV stuff we're gonna talk about, and yeah. And so go ahead to the Madden stuff.
All right. So you are an avid gamer, right?
Yes.
When a company makes a mistake in an online-based game, what normally happens?
When a company messes up an online game, well, they patch it.
They patch the game. But what happens to the players who take advantage of that?
Oh, they usually ban them, like Call of Duty stuff when they're prestiging early or whatever that BS is, and then they'll ban them.
Do they ban them? If it's their bad?
Oh, if it's their bad? No,
Yeah.
I've heard about it. And Call of Duty specifically, when people found like some like loop arounds to get like more points so they can prestige quicker.
But see, that's cheating.
Yeah.
But this was not cheating.
Okay, what was it?
All right, so there are some people that were cheating. There's some people that weren't cheating.
Mm-hmm.
So in Madden, in Ultimate Team specifically, there's a level that you get that you grind and you upgrade as you play the game. It's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
As you play the game, your level goes up and you unlock stuff, right? So you get like certain levels, get you certain rewards, stuff like that. And it's 1 through 50. Some people, game's been out for the weekend, officially. Some people are level 20 already, or level 50.
Level 50.
Level 50. And this year
In 2 days?
they made every level 15,000 XP.
So
you math nerds, 15,000 times 50.
So wait, but it's the same. So it's the same amount of points to get every level. It doesn't grow with levels.
No, it's 15,000 every level. Because that's how it was last year.
Uh-huh.
It was like every level. Like level 1 was like 25 XP. You get, just by completing the opening sequence, you would be like level 7, right? But this year they made leveling up harder.
Uh-huh.
They made it, like I said, 15,000 XP per level. And with the rewards though, you get more XP per level. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a decision they made. But some people are level 50. So that's what's going on. Number 1 is obviously when there's a system like that, there are going to be people that take advantage of that system.
Yeah, of course.
And they're doing that by botting. So it's
That's
always
why we can't have nice things.
Yeah, it's always been a thing that you can repeat a certain solo over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Last year, like I said, it was throw for 50 yards. And you just send your player on a streak. because your cards are better than the 60 overalls in the challenge, and you get the XP. You just do that over and over again, and eventually you'll level up. This year, the challenge so far has been kick a field goal. you just
wow.
you just make you make like a 20-yard field goal, and your level will go up. You know, you just redo it over and over again, hours and hours and hours. It's a grind.
Yeah.
Some people have been botting that. Those people
You
got
can
banned.
bot that?
Yeah, I guess I don't know. You can buy anything. There's
Is it
bots.
a bot or is it people playing for them?
No, well, no, it's a bot
Oh, okay.
because you can't prove that it's a bot.
Mm-hmm.
And so people have been getting banned for that. And there are people who just did the solo, who just sat there and actually just did it over and over again.
How's that fun?
And those people also got banned.
So if you
'Cause
grinded
EA
or if you bought.
Yeah, because EA thought that they were bots. Because it's all algorithm.
So did they just assume that everybody that was at a high level, they were all cheating? So they
Well, I think it's more of a thing of not backing out. So once you go into the game,
Mhm.
especially on next gen, there's no loading, right?
Yeah.
So you just sit there, you complete it, replay challenge, replay challenge, replay challenge. You don't have to go back to the main menu ever. You can do it as long as you want
okay.
to. Until you reach the end of the challenge sequence, you don't have to go back to the end of the menu. Or you don't have to go back into the menu. So what they think is that botting, it would just go over and over again. You would just script it to do that. So if you didn't back out, EA just thought you were botting. So you just because you just
That
did it over
sucks.
and over again. Yeah.
Can you,
So-
what's it called? Can you like challenge it?
No.
Oh.
But
those poor people.
But EA did a mass unban over the weekend. So some people got unbanned probably rightly, and some people probably still didn't get unbanned. That's just one of the things that has happened.
Oh my God. It's only been 2 days.
Yes. Number 2 is that defense is totally broken. You can't play any defense whatsoever on Madden 22.
What?
Doesn't exist.
I need to start playing.
Yeah.
I need to get in now.
Yeah. Literally, you could run one play and score every play.
So is it high scoring games right now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Defense doesn't exist for the most part.
So what is it? There's no hit stick? Like you can't
No, like the zones are broken.
Oh.
So you play man to man and they'll stick for the most part, right? But because it's early game, the speed, there's a real big discrepancy there. So my corner, the fastest corner in the game is a 90, but his coverage stats aren't that good because he's only an 84 overall. There are, I think, 4 receivers that can get over 90 speed right now. I think Jamar Chase has 91 speed. I think you can get Tyreek Hill to 90 speed. Brandon Marshall can get to 91 speed. There's like 4 or 5 receivers that can get higher than 91 speed. And those same receivers, it's one-on-one coverage. Because the safeties don't defend deep. Like no matter what you do, it's like almost impossible to get the safeties to defend deep. So it's one-on-one coverage, and couple that with this year, they took away a lot of 2-man animations. So in past games, if you threw like a one-on-one ball on a streak,
Yeah.
one of a couple things would happen. You would catch it and score. Like you just keep running and score. That's the least likely option. Number 2 would be you catch it and it drags you into an animation where the DB tackles you mid-stride and you get like slid down. That's the second thing that would happen. The third thing was that the DB would get an animation where he like catches the ball like this and takes it the other way. Or it's like an overthrow or underthrow, which is the rarest option.
Yeah.
Now, those animations rarely happen. So now it's just one-on-one, the DB in the corner, and the receivers are winning a lot more of those matchups. It's a good thing. It's a good thing. But it's not a good thing because of how the defenses are playing right now. So it is a good thing
So
that
is it
it's
a
there.
thing that like because they're dealing out all these cards right now, their defense cards just can't keep up with like the running backs and the quarterbacks? Is it that the problem, or is it the whole system is like broken?
No, it's specifically how the game plays. Like the cards are one thing because that's how it is most games. At the beginning of it, it's like the offensive cards. There's just more than the defensive cards because there's more good offensive players and defensive players. But defense is broken, so that advantage is even more.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
This is every year. This is why Madden, every time all the Madden players, this new Madden sucks. It sucks and this and that.
Every year, and then it gets fixed. And then, or it's patched. Like
How
by
could
the end of the year, defense is going to be OP.
They're
because
starting.
It's going to change that
Like they're
much.
already starting on the next Madden already, right? Like the development's already started.
yeah,
Like there's
probably.
a team that's working on the card game and like fixing and bugging. But there already has to be a new team. Is next year going to be They're not doing an upgrade to the system.
They didn't do it upgrade to the system this year. For the most part.
Is it running on? Did they run on Unreal?
No, they run on Frostbite.
They're running on Frostbite still.
Yeah, everyone's upset about it.
So next year maybe they'll do Unreal because Unreal 5 is pretty amazing.
One can hope, but it's EA, so it's been the same engine since like Madden 16, I think. Madden 15.
So because they just brought up, didn't they just bring up NHL?
Yeah, they're going to Frostbite too.
And so they brought it up to Frostbite.
Yeah,
And what was it using before?
I have no clue.
Just
It's NHL.
They're all like NHL. I see like the little thing about it. They're all like highly more realistic.
Which I mean, for that game, it might be true.
Mm-hmm.
But for Madden,
Oh, they're getting sweat. It's my favorite part of sports games.
what?
Sweat.
Oh, yeah. That's not really a thing on Madden because they have helmets on.
Yeah, there's not a lot.
So did they do in hockey too. But the last thing that happened with Madden
Tripping through the.
is the auction house, which is the main way to get cards, was restricted from Friday night at around 7 till 3 on Saturday.
What was that for? They made what?
There was a massive glitch where people were getting rewards repeatedly. So you'd
Did you get
to
rewards
level
repeatedly?
No, I never get these things. So you would get. There was someone who had 1592 George Kittles because he just
15 and 92.
yeah.
So they could. So that's why they stopped trading because everyone had all these extra cards.
Yeah, and then you had people who got a whole bunch of rookie premieres. You had people making millions of coins because they were just getting a whole bunch of free packs and selling everything, and it just happened over and over and over again. So, like I said, they closed down the auction house for a whole day and a half.
Dang.
Yeah,
It's only been like 3 days.
yeah, it was rough. It was definitely rough. It was back on yesterday.
Why can't on this generation? Why can't we release a game that's actually like a full game? And I know it's impossible to get everything on the disc. I know there has to be a fucking day one patch. Like how crazy? Like can we please?
We haven't even had a day one patch yet. There was a day one patch, but there's only 1 gig. That's not a day one patch.
Guess what? There's an update coming. 100 gigs.
I'll take it. At this point, the game is so broken, we need it.
I don't understand. Like I guess it's because Madden fans like will go through it. They'll go through the grind. Because they're not losing Madden fans. There's not Madden fans that are like, we're not playing this year. We'll just play last year.
Yeah, especially because there's no competition.
Like, oh yeah, there's not another football game.
There's not a replacement for Madden.
They don't even have an NFL Streets.
No, I mean,
that you can
2K,
go to.
we haven't even heard anything about 2K's street game that was supposed to come out this year.
Oh, there was supposed to be? Oh, probably. It's probably.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
of the
the
pandemic.
crazy thing about that is that 2K is supposed to drop in 3 weeks. And we haven't had anything about that game either. So there has been no gameplay.
I'm disappointed for the fans. I'm
no
disappointed.
No gameplay. No footage.
No sweat.
Yeah, actually, that's the only thing that they've shown so far, is they showed a couple players in their new teams in the uniform.
This one's supposed to be what? Okay, so is this formatted for the new systems?
Yeah, this one is.
And so the 2K one's supposed to be as well.
Yeah,
We'll see.
That's the most disappointing part, is that this year it was 2 separate teams. So there was a team working on next gen 2K. And a team working on last gen 2K. which is supposed to be a good thing.
I mean, it's a good thing because then there's all these more players because not everybody who can upgrade can keep playing.
No, I mean that's how it was last year.
Oh, okay.
But it was multiple teams. It was one team.
Oh, and now
so they really just took 2K20, made it 2K21, and then focus on next gen. So this year they didn't do that. They added 2 separate teams for it. But like I said, we have had no gameplay for 2K22. 3 weeks, sad. September 3rd.
And there's no big gaming. The last thing that came, the big gaming thing was QuakeCon. They're not gonna be releasing any. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna show up at QuakeCon. So
yeah,
there's no other event. So it's just gonna be. It has to just be a random drop.
Or what we're thinking is a delay. And everyone is saying we won't be mad if the game is delayed. We'll be mad if you wait until a week before to tell us that the game is going to be delayed.
Have you pre-ordered?
No,
I have not. Have you been pre-ordering these things? Like you pre-ordered Madden?
Just Madden, not 2K. As well, I mean, last year I bought it, but because it was on last gen still, so I just bought it, and then I bought the PS5 version when it came out. Other than that, no, I haven't pre-ordered a 2K game yet.
It's so disappointing.
Yeah, it's bad. Like I said, they have to release the game before October 19th. I think the season starts, the real NBA season. So the game has to come out before there. So it has to be like a month delay at worst. But the problem is that we've heard nothing.
Did they add a pandemic mode to any of the like?
They should.
Like,
that would be
what
great.
What if you had a setup? Because I keep hearing because I watched the radio game yesterday, and I kept hearing like the COVID like squad, like the secondary for if somebody goes out. Like, what if you got to manage that too as like in your thing, and just like random people would get COVID, and then you can't.
Like one of the downfalls of Madden is that like the practice squad is pointless. Like it's just players, and they're automatically on there. Like you can change them. But you almost have to go out of your way to do it. Like when you go to free agency, it doesn't even say add to practice squad. You have to add them to your roster and then take them to your practice squad. Which at that point, why would you do that?
Yeah.
And then if you do that, like let's say you're doing a franchise and you're trying to do like realistic, players can be signed from your practice squad at any time. So you're developing this player and then they're gone. And I mean, it's like real life.
Like they can go to another team.
Yeah, it's like real life, but it's also not because practice squad stealing really isn't a thing into the regular season. Like preseason week 3, it used to be, is when everyone would make their cuts. So after that point, teams would start stealing practice squad players. But by week 4 in the regular season, it was pretty much done. Because at that point, practice squad players are like salaried and all that stuff. But on Madden, it's anytime. You can go on to free agency, and someone can you just get a notification. And this player was signed from your practice squad, and you're like, there's the receiver I was trying to develop.
So Madden isn't the only crappy game that we're dealing with right now, and not only the only sad news that we're dealing with. So this one hit me. This next piece of news, it hit me because I'm a big old fanboy, and I was hoping that I get to play this year in its entirety. But Halo.
Rest in peace.
So what was the specifics? What kind of puzzle piece are we getting on release day?
We're getting the multiplayer.
And
the multiplayer.
And
the multiplayer? That's pretty much it. They said
that's going to be the free-to-play thing. So that'll probably blow up because, I mean, who doesn't love a free-to-play game? I mean, I don't, but a lot of people do.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think you're still going to have to pay.
I thought it was free-to-play. I thought the multiplayer part was free-to-play.
Maybe once you buy the game. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know the specifics of that part. But they said no campaign and no forge.
That's all I want to play is the campaign.
And that stuff will be added at the start of season 2 in 3 months.
Games as a service, they said. It's so
games
great.
As a service.
It's so great. How about we just get a game?
That don't exist anymore.
I miss Halo when Bungie had it. Oh, I
Yeah,
miss
that's
it.
what everyone's been
Like,
saying.
I know they polished Bungie stuff 343 for the Master Chief Collection, but the core is still Bungie. Like,
Yeah.
you're still excited towards the end of the game where you're freaking out a warthog running from something exploding. Like, there's just nothing like it. And like I played for, it was like weird, a lot of like quality of life, like weird stuff. It was weird for a Halo game.
Was
And
that the
it,
first one that 343 had?
yeah.
See, I don't know anything that's not 343. My first Halo was Halo 4.
Oh, that sucks. So like, yeah, like, oh man, the original trilogy plus Reach. Reach was like the swan song, Bungie, and that they ended it like, yeah. So
Is
so-
Reach the one where everyone died at the end?
yeah.
Nice.
They go, hey, look at all these cool Spartans. Look at this one. This one's a sniper. This one has explosives. They all just get headshotted and blown up, or they sacrifice themselves, all for Master Chief. They
And
don't
then
know it, but yeah.
He
and
ends up
Cortana.
on a spaceship.
And it gets sent
On
off
Halo
at the
4.
end, and then that's the ship from Halo 1. It's like, and then, oh yeah, 4. It's like they couldn't think of. It's rough. I get it. It's rough. How do we keep coming up with these reasons why this Spartan keeps living and keeps just going on and keep doing something? Like, I get it. He went into stasis and then he woke up and he was all the way across the universe and there's another thing.
Hey, Master Chief. Maybe it's time for you to retire.
Yeah.
Maybe you've done your due to the country.
I mean, he saved the universe multiple times, but guess what? There's another Halo. They made it with 7, and in Reach, not in Reach. I'm sorry. In 3, we found out that this arc could make Halos. Then we had to blow that up. Yeah,
Take it back.
I'm gonna play it whenever it comes out because I'm pretty sure it's gonna drop Game Pass. I think it's not coming on Game Pass.
January? February?
So I'm gonna play it.
That's
But-
probably when it'll be because they said end of November launch, December, January, yeah, February, March.
I thought there's just no good game that came. I've been playing only Hades. I love Hades. There's nothing wrong with Hades, but there's no like new good games to play.
I'm waiting for that game to play besides Madden.
What? For Halo?
No, for a game to play.
Oh yeah, there's nothing. There's nothing coming. Nothing that's exciting. I'm really sad about it. But I mean, even like there's Pokemon. I might get the. I have. It's in there.
I'm
I
gonna
think.
get Pearl or whatever legend I like the most is the
Yeah.
one I'll pick.
Like, okay, when I was watching that Pokemon, I want to call it the Pokemon Direct, but it's not called the Direct. I have it right here.
The Pokemon show.
Yeah, the Pokemon show. When I was watching it and I seen the updates of the old one, not Soul Silver. Was it not? We're not Silver and Gold. We're Pearl and Diamond. Pearl and Diamond. I was just like, yeah, it looks nice, but gosh, I don't. Can we make it like a good 3D one? I don't know if Arceus doesn't look like it's gonna be it. It looks like an experimental game, and we're gonna get to just.
It's
try
not
the
going to be until
experiment.
the Switch Pro.
It's just they don't know how. The problem is they can't make a good 3D game. They've tried a bunch of times. Like
I don't think they know what.
Pokemon is in 3D.
Not even that. I don't think they know what we want from a 3D Pokemon game.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, if you said the most perfect 3D Pokemon game, it would be Pokemon Let's Go without the Let's Go mechanics.
Yeah, but still, like the camera, the top, like that part, it looks nice. Like if I've been playing Pokemon since the first one, so I guess maybe I've been playing it for so long, and it looks the same. Like I get
Yeah.
it, like it looks nicer, but like this top down, this is how they're little miniature people. Like what's the next step? Like where is it become like like do we do RPGs? Do we do something that we can make it more fantastical, like a Final Fantasy type Pokemon game where you could just do ridiculous fights but it's it's restricted because you don't actually have to do the gameplay of like the crazy stunts and stuff, and you can show these cool videos of them doing stuff. Like what's the God of War of Pokemon? Like, you know what I mean? What's the most immersive 3D experience that like you could go through with the Pokemon world?
Nintendo. If we're gonna have this conversation,
Uh-huh.
it's a lot like what we're just talking about with Madden. At the core of it, is they make too much money to
Oh
want to
yeah.
take
I mean,
risks.
Pokemon. Come on,
They
Pokemon.
take they make too much money to want to innovate, because if they innovate and they're wrong, they don't make that money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like a
Like
cash in, right?
it's more of a risk for them to be like, okay, we're gonna try to do this and see like if this is the direction,
Mm-hmm.
and then they lose out, and then having they'd rather just be like, okay, this is what we know works, so we're gonna do that.
Like, did you watch? Did you watch it all or no? Or did you watch parts?
Yeah, I watch a little bit.
Did you see the Arceus gameplay? It was
I
like
don't think so.
Pokemon are in the wild. You gotta kind of like sneak up on them to catch them. But it was like the only interaction you really have is like you can ride some Pokemon. To like, you know, you can ride them. Some of them are, you know, like surf and flying. And it was like they made it look all majestic. But I'm like, there's other games that have done flying monsters better. Like where you just get on a monster, you can go anywhere in the
You
map.
could do that on Pokemon Yellow. You could you surf
Oh
and
yeah,
go places,
and you can and you'll and
or
it
you
shows
can do
you
fly.
riding.
Yeah, it shows you on the little thing, and then
And I bet
just
this
fly around.
like this new one. Like I'm sorry I'm shitting on it. I know this is like what Pokemon fans do. They shit on games before they even come out. But like are they gonna do good animations? Like are the animations gonna suck again?
if it was based on Sword, then there's not going to be any animations.
Oh, there was no animations for that one, huh?
Yeah, it was the 3D model. The whole thing would move, and I'm not making that up.
And that's like the same thing like they were doing like on the 64 on Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, and now they're restricting. Now so we all right now we're getting models that don't move, right? But we're
Yeah.
not getting all 900 Pokemon.
Yeah,
Like, and now we're not like I thought. Maybe what was going to happen was we're going to keep getting the games. They're going to introduce them, but not all of them can crisscross across games. Like they can all go to the Pokebank, but you can't take everything from the Pokebank to other games. So it's like, what are we doing? Or like Pokemon has worked best because it was a limitation situation. Like we made an RPG. And it's mostly a text based game
Yeah.
with some like chess style like strategy, like you know, like you can do stats, you can affect stats, you can do it's not always the biggest monster is the one that's going to win.
yeah. Most
So-
times it's not.
And it's like how does that get updated to where it's like visually just exciting to play, where you can like where do we get to where like a Charizard is almost burning down a forest because you're in the middle of a fight with a Charizard, and like you know what I
Yeah.
mean, like I don't know what kind of game. Have you ever played like those there was those Final Fantasy games where they took all the heroes from all the games and all the villains, the Sidious or it starts with a D,
Mhm.
and they like had them in these. They took them all, and it was like this weird fighting game where you can kind of glide around and jump around and do all these wild things and do all these moves in the context of this like 3D area. And they kind of simplified the move set and stuff like that. And I was like, how could we do that with Pokemon? Where like you're having these excited, dynamic battles, like where if you pick these, like where you can't have a Pikachu and still beat a Charizard,
Yeah.
and you're still doing the wild, like you're doing quick attack and you're flying up around the, you know what I mean? Like there, I just need to see something that's like exciting to see.
And I think the thing that makes that worse is that we had a movie where we
And
saw
movie
that. We saw there
You
was
hit
the
that right on the
cage.
head.
There was the cage, and there was Charizard, and they had to back up. 'cause
Yeah,
the fire
that
was
was
going through
great.
the cage, and then Pikachu was running all over the map or the cage, and
And that
stuff
one
like
scene
that.
was cool too because I was like underground fighting, like
Yeah.
like it would. See that's so. I guess there is a visualization of what I'm feeling. Is
Yeah.
that is some of those moves or some of the scenes from Detective Pikachu. Like that's what I want to see in a game, but I don't know how they do it. But what they're doing is cool for fans who had like a lot of like love for that game specifically and upgrading it. But I don't think Arceus is going to be, I guess, Detective Pikachu. You know, I don't think it's going to be like a dynamic, cool game.
well, I mean, let's have the conversation. The problem is that it's a Nintendo problem. Why are they using hardware that was outdated when it came out?
Because that's Nintendo's thing.
But
All the way back to the
in-
Game Boy and the NES.
in 2021, they can't afford to do that.
They can though.
But-
The
but
problem
it's-
is they can because they're selling.
That's what I'm
they
saying.
Can't sell, they can't
That's
stop
what I'm
selling
saying.
systems.
But it affects their games.
That's true. I don't
It
know.
affects
Well,
what the people who make the games can do.
I don't know because Breath of the Wild is pretty great.
But Breath of the Wild is limited in itself.
It is limited, but in that limitation, it has a lot to offer.
Why isn't Breath of the Wild better than God of War?
Ooh.
It should be Breath of the Wild should be on the same level as God of War.
Oh my! Wow!
It should, because graphically, the map, everything, it should look
so
better
great.
than God of War.
That was such
like,
a great.
There's no reason. The reason why is because Nintendo decided to release a system in 2017 that played like the PS Vita in 2012.
Ooh.
And that's why it's like that.
I can't even argue with you
God
about
of
that.
War looked so good on PS4 hardware.
Yeah, it's one of the greatest visually looking games I ever played on PS4.
You compare the PS4 version and the PS5 version, it's hard to really tell the difference.
Dang.
Because that's how good it looked on the PS4 when it came out. Why doesn't Breath of the Wild, for how expansive, how beautiful, and how good it can look, why doesn't it get there?
One thing too that they did with Breath of the Wild that I'll admit to is that they added the fog. I don't know how much you played it. There's kind of a fog, but if you go on YouTube, they rip that fog off and like they played in 4K because they're running off a PC, and it looks stunning.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
they could do that.
I can't even argue. That was
they
so
could
good.
Do that.
That was so good. I can't even. I'm so mad because I can't argue.
And they repeatedly choose not to do that.
Yeah, it's the bad part is they keep making money. They're printing it. Dude, Mario Kart Deluxe, which is a Wii U game. It was
still on the top 10 list again.
Yeah, it's still the top 10. They'll never release Mario Kart. What did I just say? What did I say? 8?
Yeah, 9.
So 9, yeah. They'll never release 9, ever. Man, that should be a headline. Why? You should write that. That's a writing. Why isn't Breath of the Wild as good as God of War? That stung when you said that.
Think about the similarities of it.
Mm-hmm.
They both took an old franchise.
Yeah.
Totally flipped it on its head. From the character to what they do to the art style to the way the game is played.
They focused in on like weapons, like specific.
Yeah.
Like they changed a lot.
The Zelda weapons they just changed. Whereas the God of War weapons they stayed the same. You just upgraded them yourself.
Yeah.
Like they're games that should be on the same level. Everything from the mechanics, they're so similar.
They're both really polished, but God of War, there's just something that feels good when you throw that axe and it hits something and then you call it back. It's almost you could feel it, like it's like dang, there is. I do. I romanticize that game, but I think it's worth romanticizing.
It is. It probably is the best game that came out on the PS4.
Dang, and you're a what's it called fan? What is the zombie with the girl?
The Last of Us. Yeah, it was. I mean, that game was on the PS3. And The Last of Us 2. I still haven't played it. I bought it on the Black Friday sale for $10.
So you own it and you haven't touched it?
I have not played it.
Man, I can't. I'm trying to think of a game that like is on this top tier. The God of War 5. That whole thing about like no load screens. It really like helped, and it took me a minute to realize what was happening.
And Zelda load screens take 45 seconds.
Oh yeah.
You die.
Well, when
by the time you load back in, you forget why you died.
It's the Breath of the Wild is like Grand Theft Auto. Like for me, like I gotta go do something. The waypoint's right over here, and then what is that a tower? Oh, what is this? Oh, and then I go off. Then I die, and I'm like, oh wait, what was I even doing?
Yeah, and that's how God of War is at the same time.
Yeah,
it's like there's always like you could go to every island around the I'm just gonna call it the teleporter.
The lake. Yeah, the lake. Yeah.
Every island on that lake, and you just forget what you're doing. And every island has like an expanse of land that goes back, and then there's multiple worlds.
Yeah. Oh, I know. But when you realize that you're gonna be going to different worlds, like I was like, whoa, wait, that's what we're doing? We're gonna go. And then when I realized there's like 5 of them, I was like, what is this game? Oh man. I can't believe that was such a. Oh man, I'm so jealous that I didn't think of that. That is like this happens when somebody makes a good joke too. I'm like, damn, like that was.
I should have thought of that.
That was amazing. That was just out of. Where did you pull that from the ether? That was great, man. So let's get off of God of War because me and you will just literally spend 45 minutes talking about God of War.
That's cool.
Let's just talk about some video game drama. Fortnite, the one that stole all of its ideas from PUBG. Is now stealing again, and people are shocked.
Right? It's like they steal dances.
Oh yeah,
they steal the catchphrases. They stole the skins.
They stole Battle Royale.
It's like, damn, they stole again. And then it's like the Pikachu meme. It's like, oh.
Have you played the ripoff yet?
Yeah.
On Fortnite? Is it good?
Well, it's not like unless it was an update recently.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like where you have to figure out who the imposter is.
Mm-hmm.
It's that so they added NPCs to the game, and they give you stuff. So now there's a thing called gold, and you collect gold by playing the game. Like you get kills, it gives you some gold.
Oh wow.
It's like a resource, right? And it carries over from game to game. So now they added some NPCs that just go around and they dance, and you dance with them, and they give you gold, or they give you weapons, stuff like that. Like obviously it's a risk because you can get killed while you're doing that.
So somebody may just stand there and dance, and you think it's an NPC and they'll kill you.
Well, no, it's obvious that way.
Oh, okay.
But that's what the imposter is. It's someone who does that. You dance with them and then they kill you.
Oh, okay.
So
That's
hilarious.
what it is. I didn't know the details of it. That's hilarious.
Yeah, that's how it works.
So they did kind of put a spin on it. But,
yeah, I guess, but they did call it imposter. Like
the,
they called it the imposter.
But the developers were tweeting. That's how I heard about it. The developers of Among Us tweeted. They said something like, "We don't believe in copywriting mechanics, but could you try 10% more?"
You're just mad your game is dead.
Is it dead? I don't know. You see, the crazy part is like kids are playing a lot of this stuff. Like even you're past the generation of like what is like the most explosive thing. Isn't that, how's that feel?
I don't understand like the appeal of Among Us.
I don't know. I downloaded the app and I never opened it.
For me, I just felt like it was limited in how many times you could play the game.
When there's 4-year-olds playing it and not know what they do, just running around.
But that adds to why it was like that. Like I played on the PC, so there wasn't 4-year-olds on it, right? Yeah. But it's the same thing. Oh, you're an imposter. You're a crewmate,
mm-hmm.
and you just run around and you try not to die. And it's fun when you catch someone, and then they're running around trying to kill you, and you're trying to get away, and then you press the button, all that stuff. But unless you're playing with people, it gets old after like 3 or 4 games. It's not a game you're gonna sit there and you're gonna play for hours and hours and hours.
Can we also say that maybe there was a little bit of a ripoff from Among Us from Jackbox games?
Which one came first?
I feel like the Jackbox game may have came out first, but I'm not 100%.
I don't know, but yeah, it's a direct ripoff.
Except it's just I don't know if anybody's played it, the Jackbox version. I can't remember what it's called. But it's
I think it's called Push That Button.
Oh yeah, Push That Button, and it's just questions, and you have to figure out. Everyone has a phone for their controller, and you have to figure out who is the alien. And man, that game gets heated.
Yeah, especially when you convince everyone that you're lying.
Especially when everyone just teams up against you every game, regardless if you've ever been an alien or not, or they just spin. Oh man, it's just that you'll lose your friends. I don't know why the Jackbox games exist. You can lose your friends on that.
Worth it.
So, because when I see it Among Us, I go, "Oh, that's like that Jackbox game."
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it is.
So we did Among Us. Oh yeah. Oh okay. So the last like newsy thing that happened is the rumor right now. The rumor on the Twitterverse is that Saints Row. There's gonna be a Saints Row game announced next week. No, I love Saints Row.
Saints Row.
Which ones did you play?
Saints Row doesn't exist.
Which
right
ones
now
did you
for
play?
a reason.
If you have a Switch, it's the only GTA game you can play.
Saints Row doesn't exist right now for a reason.
Did you play?
And they released at the same time.
Tell me which one.
Saints Row 4 and GTA 5 released at the same time.
Oh yeah,
and Saints Row 4 doesn't exist right now for a reason.
Because it hasn't been re-released on 3 different systems.
There was never anything after that.
Yeah, no. Did you play it?
Yeah.
Did you beat it?
I put a lot of time into Saints Row 4. I don't know if I beat it. I wasn't really at the age of beating games at that point. I was like, I'm finna have fun and kill everyone.
So maybe it was like 2 years after that game came out. I was still PC gaming, PC Master Race. Let's go. And Humble Bundle had a sale and it was all the whole package, all 4 of them, with all the DLC. So I literally played 1 through 4 like back to back to back to back, and just the growth of the series was really good because it really built on themselves. And 3 was like the most not like anti GTA, and then the superhero thing in 4 was just like crazy.
I'm gonna tell you exactly what that game franchise is.
Huh.
Fast and Furious.
And they went to space. They went to space.
A to point B.
It is exactly like Fast and Furious.
What happened here?
Because the first game was really like leveled like Fast and Furious 1.
If you watch just like Fast and Furious. If you watch the first one and you play the first game, you're like, okay, I know where this is going. And then someone just says, oh, here's the 4th one. You're like,
superheroes.
How did I become the president? Why did we get invaded when I became the president?
Guess what? It's all about family.
Yeah. At the end of that game too.
It's all about family.
It's just so ridiculous. The same way Fast and Furious is.
Oh my god! Wow, man, you're like full of them tonight. Pew, pew, pew. God of War, pew, 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 pew. Fast and Furious, just shooting at all freaking cylinders. Oh my goodness,
that's what I do.
That is great. Do you write clickbait? Because if you you should start. Okay, so question of the evening: Did you get to watch? And this is, if you watched this, you would love it, and I don't think you have yet because you would have told me. Did you watch What If yet?
I watched the first half
of the second episode or the first episode.
The second episode. I got to right when T'Challa. Spoiler alert.
Oh yeah,
Spoiler
major
alert.
spoilers.
Spoiler alert. 5. Click off. 4. Why are you still here?
You don't want to hear this. You've been told, man.
3.
You've been told. Get out. Just go watch
2,
it and come back.
1.
Spoilers.
All right. Right when T'Challa came back from seeing the Wakandan ship, and he had that same fight that Star-Lord had, and he was like, "You're not my dad," blah blah blah.
Oh yeah.
And then.
Oh, you made it pretty far in because you're in the heist already.
Yeah, like I said, I made it like 15, 16 minutes in.
Okay, you made it pretty far in.
That was So what happened was I was trying to I was out of the shower, and so it kept messing up when I was watching it, and then it skipped all the way to the end, and I was like, I'm not dealing with this right now.
Okay, so that episode, first of all, if What If is going to be this, because yeah, it's loosely Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
But it is like just dove off a deep end. Like the whole running joke that Thanos is like in the Guardian of the Galaxy, and he kept going, it was a good idea.
Yeah, I saw that. I thought that was funny.
That was it keeps calling back to that later. And they go, no, dude, it's just genocide. No, it's not genocide because it's random. I was dying, and it was Josh Brolin too, the guy who actually did Thanos.
Yeah.
So I was just like, whoever wrote this, and then turned that guy the cyborgy guy from Guardians of the Galaxy.
I was gonna say I liked the part when Drax was the bartender.
Oh yeah,
and he was still super literal. He was like, "No, it is actually an awful picture of you.
I look great." It was that like. I feel like that's where we should be if we're gonna mess around with the universe. Yeah. Like that type of like level, because they basically said if T'Challa was swapped with Peter Quill, he basically have saved the universe multiple times over. I thought that's what I thought was really cool too. I'm a little like sensitive because it is Chadwick's like last performance, but it was like so great that he got to play this character that, like, regardless of where that character was, he was gonna do amazing things. Yeah, like I was just excited that whole episode, and the fact that Thanos was like the Hulk kind of, and he would like it was just great. That was just like the biggest curveball that like in this universe he stopped Thanos because he realized that his argument wasn't that good.
Yeah, he was able.
That's what everybody said to him. What everybody said, like, that doesn't make any sense. No, look.
What are some other what ifs that are gonna happen? All right.
Oh, I know.
Ant-Man crawls into Thanos' ass.
Oh my god, they can't do it.
Yeah, they can.
For sure.
It's just Endgame, the final battle. It just stopped them.
They
Infinity War.
He
just goes small. He crawls into the shoe and he expands. It's real simple.
What if he has buns of steel?
It could be a short clip. It can be a 30-second one. Just give the fans what we want.
I'm excited because I believe this character, this specific Star Lord, T'Challa, is going to be in other ones, and I see they have imagery of or images released. I don't know where imagery came from of Gamora in Thanos' war armor. So I wonder if he's going to be going up against Gamora.
That'd be great. Because that's what I was like, where's Gamora?
Yeah,
She's supposed to
they
be
purposely didn't show her, and they showed
Yeah.
everybody, like all the galactic people. That was just so crazy. I
I liked it. It was pretty. I'm gonna finish it later, obviously, but I enjoyed it.
and the worst part is they just showed
Sheesh.
that Peter Quill sucks. Peter Quill sucks.
He's a very selfish
He's
character.
like the worst. Like not like T'Challa was so great that he changed the whole organization of the Marauders.
Yeah, the Ravengers are like,
Oh
you
yeah,
know
my
what?
bad. They're Ravengers.
We're Robin Hood now. I like how he still messes up the idol, because Peter Quill's idol was
Flashdance or Dirty Dancing or not?
Steven Seagal, wasn't it?
Oh, what's it? Steven Seagal
It was one of those guys.
or Stallone or somebody like that?
No, it wasn't Stallone. I think it was Steven Seagal.
It would be funnier if it was Steven Seagal.
I think it was.
It's been a minute since I watched the first Guardians.
And I think that's who it was. It was one of those like real 70s characters, right? And I like how T'Challa's was Robin Hood, and he still messed up the name.
Yeah.
Robin Leach.
Oh, that was, if all of them are this kind of quality, like the first one's cool, like an introduction of what this is kind of about. But it was basically Captain America, the First Avenger,
Yeah.
with a gender swap. And that was good. Like, I liked it because Carter was just more capable than Steve was. So she was throwing tanks within like 20 minutes and
Yeah.
excited to do it. But this one was just like rips the universe apart and throws it on its head.
What if Thor never got his life together?
Oh, man.
Remember how in the first movie he got exiled and stuff?
Yeah.
What if he never gets together?
And there's going to be, so there, I think they're doing a play on Marvel Zombies. I know you probably don't know much about, there's multiple comic books about Marvel Zombies where like a virus it goes through the superheroes and it's like all gruesome but they're doing a play on it because I think Bucky is going to find like a Captain America zombie. So that's going to be interesting. I don't know how they're going to do it, but yeah, if they just keep doing these, I will be real happy. But I think there's a point to them. I think they're going to be, I've heard like a multiverse Guardians of the Galaxy situation where that might happen. It would be so crazy if they brought that Thanos and brought him back in the MCU.
I can't wait to go watch a Marvel movie in theaters again.
What's next? There's a Doctor Strange. Okay, I still haven't watched Black Widow.
I haven't watched anything. I watched 15 minutes of What If.
You need to watch before the movie comes out. You need to watch the Captain America one at least.
I thought Loki was the most important one.
They're all important. I like all of them.
That doesn't mean
This
they're
is
important.
every week. I'm gonna Loki's important, and the WandaVision's only important because the next time we see Wanda, it's gonna be in Multiverse of Madness, and you're gonna be like, where the hell she get all these powers? Because she's gonna be like just full blown Scarlet Witch now, and that character is pretty amazingly powerful. But I just can't wait. I can't wait to see some Doctor Strangeness. I can't wait to see some more Spider-Man multiverse
Wasn't
craziness.
the Doctor Strange one supposed to be like a horror movie?
Mm-hmm.
And that one's coming out this year?
They haven't pushed it. I don't know. We'll see because now they're pushing movies again. Yeah. Because something else was supposed to come out that I was excited about, and I think they pushed it. I just haven't considered movies like a viable thing. If it's not on HBO Max, I'm like, what am I gonna do?
I'm gonna get HBO Max.
You don't have to. Y'all let you use my password.
Just watch Space Jam again.
You gotta hurry before it gets where it comes off.
I'll download it right now.
Oh my gosh. Well, I think that's gonna be it for today. You're already down. Next week, I don't know what's happening next week. There's definitely going to be another Madden update next week because I really feel like they're going to screw up something.
Oh, they most definitely
Oh,
will.
they're definitely gonna screw up something.
It's gonna happen.
And we still have Suicide Squad on the back burner.
Oh,
That's still on the back
hey,
burner.
we just wanted to be considerate, and we're giving you guys another week before we spoil it. That's all.
Yeah.
That's
'Cause
all it was.
not everybody has time to watch the free movie on HBO Max.
Yeah, not everyone has HBO
Yeah.
Max, like me.
But I'm never gonna promise Black Widow. And when it's free on HBO, I think that's when I'm gonna watch. Or not HBO. I'm sorry, Disney Plus. But thank you for listening. Comment, like, subscribe.
Do that.
This is Trey. I'm Nathan. I don't have social media yet. I might have to figure that out soon. And thank you for watching. And we'll see you next week. The Trey Show will be back this week too, by the way. Progress report. Trey Show will be at 5 this week. Thank you guys.